Hey, this is Heather from Heather Project Rebuild. Today I want to talk to you about something that I've been using for the last couple of months to look for a new job, and it's an automated AI tool that will actually apply for jobs on your behalf. And it also, in my opinion, gives a better overview of the possible jobs that you may want to apply for. The name of this is called LoopCV, and you can get a deal on Dealify. If you just go to Dealify, type in the search for LoopCV, you can get lifetime membership for $39. And I think this weekend there's a sale that's even cheaper than that. And in my opinion, $39 to automate your job search is well worth. Uh, I've already purchased, but I'll go through and just show you how it would work. You would click Buy Now on the LoopCV, and then you'll be presented with additional items to purchase if you don't want to do that. If you see here, you also have a discount for the July 4th weekend. Check out. Oops, I've got two in my, let me update my cart. So $39, and if you get it this weekend, you'll get an additional $7.80. You click checkout, and then the next step is to receive, well, you make your payment, and then you'll receive a code. And then that code is what you'll use to activate your account through LoopCV. Here's an example of what the email will look like. This is my particular email. So you just go to the website using this link with the sign up, and then you put in your code, and then you automatically have access to begin using the product. So I'll go ahead and sign in and show you what it looks like. The way it works is that you have loops. You can have multiple loops that will be specific to the way you want to search for your jobs. So in my example, I'm looking for multiple positions: implementation manager, project manager, product manager, or product owner. Let's go ahead and look at the new loop, and then I'll show you what my loops look like. So in the new loop, you would put in your job title that you're looking for. Let's just do this. And then your job location. Select that. And I only want to search, I don't, if you want to search only for remote, you have that ability. Or if you want to search for remote anywhere in the world, you can do that as well. I search all job boards, and then you can put in your experience level, the full-time, contract, temporary. And then you have the opportunity to upload your resume. And depending on the position, I have different resumes that gear more towards one or the other type of roles. In this example, this is my product owner resume. So you can upload it, just show you what it looks like. So you can upload, click on it. Let's do this one. And then it automatically defaults it to that one. And then so I'm going to delete that one, click here, hit next. Now, the one feature of this tool that I'm not really fond of is that it will automatically send an email for certain job roles. I haven't had much luck with this. I did get one client or one employer did respond back to me, and I did have an interview with that client. Unfortunately, as most of you know, they put the role on hold after I had a discussion. However, you can't turn this off. I leave it in here anyway, and then I'll show you later on what I do with that. So you come in and you select the different type of email that you'd like to send, and you click next. This is the automate your job search. So you can actually just turn this on and automate it fully end to end. I choose not to do that, and I'll show you why after we get through this loop. So if you want to automatically send emails, auto fill out applications, have AI answer all of your questions, you can do that. And then there's an extension for Chrome that I've installed that does the auto applying. Type in your phone number, your city. If you'd like, you can put the cover letter in. You have the opportunity to put your minimum and maximum salary, which is good depending on the type of job in my situation. And then there's exclusions. I found that this doesn't really work as well as expected. I have put in companies to exclude, but I still continue to receive information about positions that those companies have. And then you can put in keywords and exclude keywords. For example, I've put in security clearance. I don't have a security clearance, and so I don't want to see any jobs that require security clearance. And I keep mine in the middle match. Okay, you hit next. It gives you the review portion, and then you can start the loop. Now what this does is it goes out and it looks for positions. I'm going to go over to some existing loops that I've created in the past. As you can see, uh, some of them have quite a few jobs found. I've been doing this, like I said, a couple of months. So every day, what I do is I come in and I look at my different loops. And you click on your loop. You have the option to expand this. When I first started, I put it on 100, but now that I've learned how to use it a little bit better, um, I usually just put 20. Okay, so you put in your items per page, and by default, the salary does not show. That's pretty important to me. So you just click on this I and make sure everything is checked. And let's go to a different loop that has better examples. Okay, here's a good one. So as you can see, it has the different options, when they found the loop, the company name, the job title, and then the salary, and where they found the position. And what I do is just look through. If it's a job that doesn't pay what I would want to make, I would click here and hit delete. And see how it says external apply required, already applied, email sent. So I don't really understand why it sends the emails, but it does. And what I will do is if it looks like it's a job that I would like after the email's been sent, I will go in and click. It usually goes to the LinkedIn. I'll go to the job posting and then review it and determine if I want to apply for it, and then I apply. If I do apply, I go back to the loop and then mark it as externally applied. There's also a like, dislike, open original job, add to board, and delete. The board I haven't really used much. At first I did, I added to the board, and then the board is like a um, Kanban board. So it has your favorites applied and then what you interviewed for if you want to track it. I haven't really used it. But the one thing that's very important, so let's just show you how it looks when you apply. So this one says extension supported, and as I mentioned in the Chrome, I downloaded the apply tool for LoopCV, and you must be logged into your LinkedIn. So if you just click it here, you can click it and then scroll up and hit apply. Typically what I do is go through the entire list and then determine which ones I like. So you can just click here and this will automatically search the ones that the extension supports or that are ready to apply. I found that the ready to apply sometimes just sends an email. So let's just go ahead and see what happens. You hit apply, it tells you you've selected 4. 2 of them will apply through the browser. And then you must be logged into the different companies in order for it to perform the loop or the application. Most of the responses are LinkedIn, so I just always stay in LinkedIn. You hit confirm. Oops. It brings up the job and then it starts to the application. If there are questions, it will kick it out and you'll need to go back in and answer them. But if you've already answered the question, it remembers your responses and then going forward, you don't have to worry about it. So it goes through. When I first did this, I applied for like 40 jobs at one time. And I know you're supposed to identify the position you want, look for the company, but you know what? It can't hurt to do this, and it's zero effort on my part. And I have had interviews from positions that I didn't even know I applied for. So in this example, the job asks for specific question types we don't support, so you just can, I think you have to click here. And then it has that. And if we go and look in the email, you'll see that your application was sent. What I really like about this tool is I can go to all matches and at any time look for the company that I may have applied for to refresh my memory on the position itself. And as I said, if it does send an email, usually you get kickbacks that say, you know, you must apply. We're not monitoring this. But at least I have an opportunity to go back and look into it. And anything that I don't want to apply for, I just go through the list and hit delete. It's it's not the greatest from a UI perspective, but it's not bad. I don't spend a lot of time. And what I really like about this is that it lists everything out in a grid type fashion. Whereas on LinkedIn, if you go to jobs and go to my jobs, there's no way to really find your items. So I like using the LoopCV instead. So that's my tip. If you're interested, I think this is a good tool. There may be other tools that are better, but I committed to this one and I've been happy so far. I've also had to go in a couple of times and ask for help. They're very responsive and have come back to me within a couple of hours. So if you need help, but as I mentioned, I do not keep the mass apply on. I like to control it myself, go into each loop, determine if I want to apply or not, and then select which ones. And then also for external apply required, I'll go in and do it. If I don't apply, I delete it so that I don't forget that it was already something that I didn't want to apply for. That's it. If you have any questions or want to share feedback, I'd appreciate it. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. So thanks so much. Click follow if you like the video and subscribe, and have a great day.